Just gonna have some chill music on. That is low tempo. Low tempo to help us concentrate on the exercise. When we come to, we're gonna start by getting warmed up. Have your bands ready. As we discussed, loop bands or a long band tied into a loop is great, and have them at your side. We're going to get mobilized from the top down as we do in all classes, feet underneath hips. Let's start with the arms. We'll be splitting the session into 3 main components. Take it forward. Glute activation, standing exercises, then abs and back. Leave the arms up. We're going to reach one way, center the other way. We'll do each exercise a couple of times so you get a good feel for it. You can play around with your resistance, play around with the different bands, and see what feels best for you. Drop those arms down. Take the hands down the front of the thighs. Sat at your desk all day. Flat back. We're going to tuck the chin to the chest. Reverse, look forward. Cat cow. Tucking right up. And reverse. 2 more. Last one. Bring it up. Take the feet wide. Feet parallel. We're going to lunge over one way and the other. Opening up through the hips. Good. Take it a little bit lower. Bring the hands right down to the floor. Walk across. Walking low. One more. Pivot on that foot. Back leg straight. Front knee bent. We lift up to stretch through the hip flexors. Step it forward and swap. Other leg goes back. Back leg straight. By raising the arms, we get an extra pull through the hip flexors. So starting to switch on the glutes. Good. Couple more. One more. Bring it up. Let's open the hips. Hands at the center, circling out. One leg at a time. Circle in, out and in. Good. One more each side. Then let's bring it onto our toes. Slowly lower. Good. Slow on the lower. Couple more. One more. And then push the calf back, step back, push the heel down. Good, keep that going. Okay, so glad you're in. Sarah, we're just getting mobilized. Got everybody on mute. If you have any questions, unmute. Now take one foot in front. We scoop up. Scoop up. One foot in front, hips back, stretching through the hamstrings. Couple more. Lovely, shake it out. Coming back to those sides and get a little bit warmer. Step out, reach down. Out, reach down, opposite hand. Good. Lovely. Reach down. We're going to take it back behind again. Step back, reach up, back to these hip flexor lunges. Back leg straight, front knee bent. Two more. Last one. And we're going to bring it down. Roll it down. Come to the floor. You're going to come to seated. And you're going to grab your band. Remember, you can use your rubber or your fabric. I'll be using fabric. Doesn't matter. Plot it over your thighs. Most of these exercises you're going to have over your thighs. The great thing about these resistance bands, even doing that, we're creating tension. So by using a resistance band, your muscles are always in tension. So it's going to improve the form and work us a little bit harder. So our first section is 4 glute activation exercises that we're going to do twice. Feet and knees hip width apart. Push into the band slightly, so push those legs out slightly. Squeeze the glutes, then lift. This is just your glute bridge. But by adding the resistance here, as I say, we're keeping the muscles in tension the whole time. So we lift, squeeze, and lower. Pushing the knees out slightly. Now we lift, hold, send the knees wider, and then let them come in. Wide, slowly let them come in. Don't let the resistance band push them in too quickly. Low. Squeezing the glutes, keep the hips lifted. For you guys that do this bridge with me a lot, I'm hoping you're feeling the difference with the resistance band. Couple more. And rest. So that's our first one. We'll be coming back to that. Exercise 2, elbow under shoulder. We lift from the shoulders so we're not slumped down. Lift the waist. Knees in line on top of each other. Knees forward, hips stacked. We're just going to open and close. So we're pushing against the resistance band to pull that knee as far back as we can in our clam. Good, squeezing on the way back. And again, instead of letting the resistance band push us back in too quickly, do it slowly, because that is all part of working with the resistance band. More time under tension. And swap sides. The elbow under shoulder, lift the shoulder, knees and hips stacked. We open. Squeeze. So these glute activation exercises are great to do at the start of a workout, the start of a run. To fire up the glutes before your main session. Or they are a great session in themselves. Where we often struggle as runners. One more. Our glutes not firing. Okay, hands and knees for the next 2. If you've got issues with the wrist, you can come onto the elbows. Or if you just prefer, you can come onto the elbows. Right leg is going to go back. So already we've got some tension through that band. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, brace the tummy. We lift and lower that right leg. Squeezing the glute as we lift. That leg doesn't go any higher than the hips, because we want to keep our back protected. Also working that left leg more, the kneeling leg, which is trying to stabilize you. One more. Bring the right leg in, left leg goes back. Lift. Good job. So for you guys that do this in Pilates or our runners strength and stretch, you can have your resistance bands ready next time and add the resistance band in. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. And rest, sit back onto your heels before our final exercise. Then we'll go through those again. So we're really comfortable with them. I'll have a watch of you the next time round. So our next exercise again is hands or elbows under shoulders. Brace the tummy. This time we're going to get more into the glute medius and minimus, the side of the glute. We're going to open to the side. With the resistance band, you might find, like me, I can get that knee nowhere near as high as I can normally get it, because you're having to push against something. The muscles are working harder. Slow on the lower. That is really important. Don't just let the resistance push you back in. Good. Lift, lower, lift, lower, and swap sides. Left side opens. Working both sides of our hip stabilizers as you pull against that leg. Great job, everybody. Nearly there. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Oh, and sit back. Okay, we're going to go through those again. So onto our back. Got a longer break after we've done these 4. Feet and knees hip width apart, shoulders down. Think about bracing your tummy first as well. Your abs are working in this exercise. Push against your band slightly. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. For you guys that are really comfortable with this exercise, you can try the single leg lift as you do it. Good. Or you can stay with the double. Squeezing the glute, pushing into the outside of the band. Stay lifted. Everybody come back to 2 feet. We're going to push out, release, out, release. So push against the band. Slowly, slowly let your knees come back in. Good. Keep it going. The waddle over with the resistance band on. Good. Well done. Nice work there, Emma. Good, good work, Hal. Rest, rest, rest. Onto our left side. Start on the left, make sure we're even. Elbow under shoulder. We lift through the shoulder. Nobody claps here. Lift. Knees at the front of the mat. Lift through the waist. And we open that top leg. Squeeze back. If you do find you're collapsing through the shoulder or you've got issues with the shoulder, you can come totally onto your side. It's a bit of a preference here, really. But if you are on the elbow, stay lifted. Squeeze and slowly back. Well done. Keep it going. Swap sides. You all move in sync. Yeah, that's it. Swap sides and open on the left leg. Squeeze that left leg back. Good. Brilliant. Keep it going. Well done, Deb. Brilliant. Good work, everybody. Can only see half of you. Sorry if when you're on the ground. Squeeze it back. Last couple. Last one. Lower it down. Sit back on the heels a moment. Hands under shoulders. Send the left leg back. So already we've got that tension. Make sure you're square and not roll into one side. Let's lift and lower. Good. No higher than the hip. So Emma and Debbie expect you to have your resistance bands ready on Friday for Pilates. Good, couple more. 2, 1. Let's swap legs, other leg goes back. Find that beat to slow it down. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Good, very controlled. Working with that resistance. Couple more. And sit back. So as they start to feel easier as we go through, you can get heavier resistance bands, you can get stronger and stronger ones, so you can progress it. Okay, final one on our hands and knees before we come to standing. Remember, you can do this on your elbows if your wrists are tiring. We're opening up to the left. So we open up and close. Let's go. Keep that right angle at the knee. Don't let yourself rock side to side. It is only the leg moving. Really working our stability to keep ourselves stable as we run or go about life. Good. Nice control. And swap sides. Looking good, everybody. Swapping sides, right-hand side. That's it. Slow on the way down. I know a few of you aren't using the resistance band. So still the same applies. Slow on the way down. Good. Your glutes should be firing now. Excellent. Last few. Well done. Last one. And bring it up. Shake it out. Shake it out. We're changing the location of the resistance band. So this is the one, if you are using a fabric, that I would recommend swapping to a rubber, or you can use the fabric, but they haven't got much give in it, so it makes it quite hard. So just take a moment. We're just going to fold forward and we're just going to pedal through the feet before we start our standing section. So just pedaling through the feet, easing off the muscles here. Good. Then we're going to take that resistance band and put it, stand in it, so it's underneath our feet. Make sure there's already tension, so to step your feet wider. If you need to adjust your knot, you can. If you are using a fabric, you do exactly the same, or you could do it with around your knees. So we'll be shifting our weight onto our left leg. We just watch, keeping the hips level. That's really important here, that the hips stay level. As we lift our right foot up, just a simple knee drive. We're working on strengthening the hip flexors. We don't want to see hips dropping. So keep those hips level. Let's go. Lift the knee and lower. This is great because this is encouraging us to lift our knee and encouraging the other leg to stay, the hip to stay level when we're putting tension through it like we are now. Slow on the lower. Again, you can do this without a resistance band. You just feel it a heck of a lot more with one. And swap sides. Lift and slowly lower, just to the point where you feel the tension ease off. Check those hips are level. Notice if one side tires quicker than the other. Good. Great stability. Keeping those abs tight to help you stabilize. We're nearly there. Last one, and release. So bring that resistance band now around the thighs. Back around the thighs. If you want to go for a slightly stronger one on these standing ones where you're recruiting bigger muscle groups, you can. We're going shoulder width with our feet here. We are just going to work through a squat and you're going to feel the difference. Heels down. We push into the band as we squat down. Squeeze the glutes to push up. I find using this resistance band helps us activate the glutes a lot better. Something that we generally struggle with as runners. Push the knees into the resistance band so the knees don't roll in, which is again a problem. Weight through heels. Squeeze the glutes at the bottom. Good. Couple more like this. Keep the chest up. Stay low now. Step out. Out, in, out, out, in. As you know, we keep the shoulders at the same level, but how much more is it working those glutes with that band? Last one. Finish it off and bring it up. Just drop your chin to your chest, roll it down, little rest. Okay, up next, feet hip width to shoulder width. We come to a high squat this time. You guys know this one as well. Most of you know this. Hands at center. Shift the weight onto the left leg. We tap out to the right. In, behind. So it's working that leg that we're tapping out as well, where normally we're not really working that leg that we tap out. The lower you go, the harder this is. Good. Brilliant. Try not to curl the toes on the standing leg. Swap sides. Squeeze the glute, tap out. Totally transforms these exercises, doesn't it? The lower you go, the harder it is. So see if you want to drop it down. Don't forget to breathe. Nearly there. 2 more. Last one. Out, in, behind, in, and straighten the legs. Drop the chin to the chest. We've got 2 more on this standing section. Now the next one, if you've got a fabric one, they will stay in place better. Your other one might move a little bit. We're going to split the legs into a lunge stance. Hips are going to drop down and we're just going to come back up. So let's go. One leg goes back. We stay in that same position. Back heel raised, front heel down. We're working here through the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads. Good. Nearly there. And swap. Other leg goes back. Try and get your legs into a wide enough lunge as you normally do with the resistance band. Keeping knees and feet in line with hips, like we're on a train track. Keep it going, ladies and gents. Well done. Pushing against that resistance. Lovely. Good job, everybody. And rest. Okay, we're staying in that same stance. So big step back again. This time, if you just watch, we lunge, lift. So we're working both the glutes this time and working balance and coordination. So let's go, one leg back, lunge, lift. Pushing against the resistance band, lunge, lift. Make sure that lunge, with knees and feet as wide as hips. Good. Whose glutes are firing? Mine are. One more. And swap legs. Step it back. Lunge, lift. Lunge, lift. Let me see it. Keep going. Let's see what you got. Nice. Nice, Fiona. Nice, Emma. Working that balance. Lovely, Debbie. Good work, Gail. Done, Sarah and Hal. Nice. I recommend keeping the hands at center to help keep you focused. And rest. Shake it out. Take the band off. So we're going to be moving it to the floor. Shake it out. And drop the chin to the chest. Pedal through those feet a moment. And then we're going to grab that band and pop it over the feet. Hip width. Let's lift the right leg first. Right leg lifts first, keeping the hips level. Slow on the lower. Good. So say this encourages us runners to pick the knees up when we run. Encourages us to keep the hips level. Strengthens stability. Good job, one more. Swap sides. Nice. Slowly lower. That resistance band's trying to pull you down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Brilliant. Nearly there. And rest. Okay, so grab that same resistance, but you can use the same one. If you want to strengthen the resistance band for this round, go ahead, grab a stronger resistance band. It's going around the thighs again. If you want, you can experiment and bring it round the lower leg. Actually, let's try that on this one, shall we? So you can see the difference. Round the lower leg, hip width, we squat. We'll really feel the difference as we do our step out squats. So I just want to encourage you to play around with these resistance bands, really. So again, when we're doing our strength and stretch on a Monday night, There is no reason why you couldn't put a resistance band around your legs for these exercises. Are you ready to stay low? Push out, step, step, in. Yes, that is hard around the lower leg, isn't it? Oh my gosh. These bands have not got a lot of give. So stepping out with it around the lower leg and the fabric ones is hard. So I really recommend them. Keep it going. Last 5 seconds, not 5 reps. Last little bit. Oh, and release. Grab it back up to the thighs. Or again, if you want to try it with them around the lower leg, do. Keep it around the lower leg. Let's try it around the lower leg. All about experimenting today. So, let's come to our low squat. Tap out, in, behind, in. The lower you go, the harder this is. Good. Problem with these rubber ones is they do move. You're still getting the resistance, so don't worry too much. Good, last one. Let's swap sides. Out, center, behind. Good. Keep it going, everybody. Let's have a look. Keep yourself stable apart from that leg. Drop it slightly lower. Good. Brilliant work. Your concentration is unreal. And that's the other thing I think about these bands. You have to concentrate, which is great for our form. And rest. Well done, everybody. Shake it out. We've only got 2 more standing. So, this I do recommend around the thighs. We'll struggle to do this around the lower leg. So we're going to take one leg back, knees and feet in line with hips. Try and keep that nice wide stance. We're going to drop it down into the lunge and up. Push through the front heel. See if you can get your shin parallel to the ground. Thigh parallel to the ground on the front leg. Brilliant. Good, and swap. Other leg goes back, make sure you're set up. Awesome work. Keep going. Fabulous. Excellent work, all of you. Well done. Last rep. And shake it out as much as you've got room to. Okay, our final exercise. We take it back into that lunge again. Drop, lift is going to be our next one. Are you ready? Let's go. Lunge, lift, lunge, lift. Find the balance, hold the lift. Push against the resistance band to work that glute. Lovely. If you had a really long resistance band here, you could use this, like Emma Jour's one. You know, those long ones, that would work nice with the lunge. Don't feel like you need to adjust now. It's just an idea for next time. Don't worry, I'm throwing you off. Swap sides. Lunge, lift, lunge, lift, lunge, lift. We're still pushing through that front heel because that activates the posterior chain. Lunge, lift. Couple more. 2 and 1. Oh, well done. Drop the chin to the chest, roll it down, and we're going to pedal through the feet. We're lifting one heel, pushing the other heel down. We'll be moving down to the ground now for our ab and back section. 3 exercises done twice. So when you're ready, we're going to come down to the mat. So those glute exercises, quite intuitive of how to use the band. The abs I had to get a little bit more creative with. So all these ab exercises involve moving the limbs. We keep the resistance band around the legs. And you know, with planks, with anything like that, I like to add movement because it works our stability harder by making us more unstable. The resistance band's just taking it one step further. So our first one, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, toes tuck onto the mat. Pilates crew, you're familiar with this one. Strong across the shoulders, we push into the toe, knees hover. Now you could just focus here on pushing the knees into the resistance band, or you can progress by tapping behind you. Sending that leg behind, it can be lifted, or you can tap it to the ground. You're working the abs harder and the hips by pushing against the resistance, sending that leg back. Good. We're going to keep going. 20 seconds. If you need to break, you just drop the knees for a moment, then lift again. Well done. Last 10. Knee hover plank. Make sure those knees stay under the hips. And rest. Sit back. Good, well done. Going to come onto our tummies to work our back. So it's our classic back extension, but using the resistance band around the legs again. Arms extended, or you can have them by your head. We're going to lift the chest, lift the legs and lower. Squeezing the glute. The resistance band is helping us activate the glutes, I should say, to support the back. So we lift, hold, lower. Lift, hold, lower. Working the lower back. So say your hands can be long, or you can have them by your head. If it's too much to lift both legs, lift one. Same principle. Keep it going. Good, looking good. Push those thighs apart as you lift the legs to help activate the glutes. And rest, 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 rest. Sit back onto your heels a moment. Stretch through the lower back. And then we're going to come onto our back. Okay, we push the pelvis into the mat. So our hip bones point to the sky. Brace the abdominals, palms up. We're going to lift left leg, lift right. So knees are over hips. And you all know this one. We're going to tap down with one foot. But we've got resistance. We've got to push against. So it's slow. We hinge at the hip. So we're tapping that foot further away from our body. We're not tapping at our bum, we're tapping it further away. Keeping that right angle at the knee. Slow on the way back. Don't let the resistance band just pull you back. To progress, you point hands to the sky. You want to progress again? You extend opposite leg with opposite arm into a full dead bug. So we extend the leg. Straighten the leg. Straighten the arm. Can you feel your abs? Really working them, isn't it? Great job. And rest. Hug those knees in. Breathe. We're going through those again. Rather than the plank knee hover or the bear plank, we're going to come elbows under shoulders. Step the left foot back, step the right foot back. Hips in line with the back, not dipped onto the floor, not in a down face, in line. Brace the abs. We tap left foot out, back in, right foot, back in. So we're adding movement with resistance. Pushing against the resistance band to tap out. Good. Keep it going, you can do it. You're over halfway, I'm coming to see. Remember, if you feel your form failing you, rest. That's your body telling you to rest. Great strength, Debbie. Lovely. Well done, Hal. Well done, Emma. Sorry, guys, I can't see the rest of you. You can just see your head, Fiona. Well done. And rest. Sit back onto your heels. Sit back. Rest. So we're going to do the back extension again, or Superman. So arms out straight. We push the thighs slightly apart, squeeze the glutes, and you're going to lift and lift. If it's too much with both arms, both legs, you can always do one arm, one leg. Use the opposite arm and leg. You'll still feel this in your glute and back, or both. Look down at the mat, keep your neck long. Awesome, keep going. Great job. Lovely. Good. 4 more. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. And rest. When you finish that last one, sit back onto your heels. When you're ready, we come onto our backs. Final bit of abs. Push the pelvis into the mat, lift the left leg, lift the right. Hands point to the ceiling. If you've got the stability there, we'll start with the tap downs. Tapping down. Such a good move, because this is exactly what's happening when we're running. Our core, our abs, our glutes, our hips are working to keep us stable whilst one leg moves. Then if you want to progress, we're going to straighten one leg, extend one arm, opposite leg. Pushing back. Good. Keep pushing against that resistance. Awesome work. If you feel your back coming off the mat, hug your knees in for a moment. Don't let anything else move apart from that arm and that leg, or just the leg if you're just doing leg. Nearly there. Last one. And rest. Hug those knees in. Well done, everybody. And you can remove the band now. We're going to stretch. Reach your hands above your head. Point the toes. Just a short stretch tonight, because I wanted to fit in as much content as possible. Bring the feet in. The glutes have worked really hard. So let's cross right leg over left. And we're going to grab the ankles or the shins and hug those legs towards you. Feel the stretch in the right glute. Hands can go over or under. Flex the feet, so point the toes towards the shins. If you lean a little bit to the left, you'll feel this stretch deepen in the right glute. Find tightness and then ease into it. Release the left leg straight, keep the right knee up, and we're just going to focus on hugging that right knee into the left armpit or towards it. It's not going to get into the armpit, we're hugging it towards it, at the same time thinking about pushing the hip down. And release. Let's go the other way. So bring the feet down, left leg crosses over right. Let's reach to grab hold of the ankles and hug the legs in. Good job. Again, if you lean slightly to the right, You'll feel that stretch deepen in the left glute. Flex the feet, point the toes towards the shins. Help deepen the stretch. Release the right leg to the ground. Hug that left knee over to the right armpit. And release. We're going to swivel round. Hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Tuck the chin to the chest, around through the back. And then reverse, look forward, arching the back the other way, sending belly button down towards the mat. Again, move in these stretches. You do not have to hold them still. Find tightness and try and stretch through it. And then pull the chin to the chest again, pull the belly button through to the spine. And reverse, stretching through the abdominals. Bring it to a flat back position, tuck the toes, send the hips high, tread through the feet. Sending one heel down, then the other, stretching the calves. And still the feet. We walk the hands back, roll it up. Reach behind to grab right foot in right hand. You can hold on to something, your legs might be tired. Now push the hips forward. Foot into hand and hand into foot. Good. And release. Let's go on the other side. Great job. Keep pushing that foot into hand and hand into the foot. Feel that stretch down the front. Release. Feet underneath hips. Reaching up. Reaching one way. Back to the center. The other way. And folding forwards. And bring it back up. And release. Well done, everybody. I hope you found that helpful. To say, experiment with your bands. Anything that adds resistance around is going to help. So as I said at the start, even if it's a pair of tights, it will help. But I thoroughly recommend these fabric ones because they don't move and they make you work even harder. So well done. If anyone's got any questions,